Welcome back to another episode of Basically Ella, where we are going to go through some basic steps to make you not so basic. I'm sure you can tell where we're going to focus today. Not only will the headline of the video tell you, but you are correct. I have no eyebrows on today. Now, eyebrows is one thing that I do get asked quite a lot, not as much as eyelashes and red lipstick, but eyebrows are essential. They frame the face and they can be very difficult and intimidating for people. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to basically show you how to map out the brows first. And we're going to just use a soft pomade. One moment, I'm going to pin back my hair. Let's put the prettier one on the other camera. There we go. This is the prettier pin, whatever it is. All right, we're getting all ready for you. We're setting up. There we go, out of the way. Beautiful. All right, let's not drop this on the glass table this time. And we're going to be using a soft pomade. And then I'm using a nice angled brush. What's great after you use it is you just squish it down so it stays nice and firm and pointed, thin. So the easiest way to figure out where to put your eyebrows is if you take that inner fold of your nose, that nasal fold there, and then you go up, straight up to the center of the eye, and then you can take the little product you put on your brush and just dot it. And then you're like, that's essentially where you want to put the beginning of your brow. Now you can change these up however you want, but I find like it's a really good starting point to figure out the shape that you want to create. And then the same way, we're going to take that middle fold through the center of the eye, and then we're going to dab that right here, because that's going to be where we want our arch. And then, once again, take a little bit more, but we're going on the outer fold of the nose to the outer corner of the eye, and then we're going to bring that right up. Move you up a little bit more. Then we're going to bring that right up, and that is going to be where we want our point of our brow. So you should have 3 dots, and then you can take your product and just start creating a line. So we're going to start where we had that center line. I'm going to create the bottom part of my brow first. I'm going to go straight up to where that line is, where our arch is going to be. You can see it's starting to grow. A little bit more, and then we're going to start angling it down. Now this is where you can get creative with yourself for how deep you want your arch. Oh my goodness, this is big hair. Let's move that farther back. All right, so you can see where I have a little bit of the tail there. And then we're going to go up higher. And then this is where if you have your own shape of your eyebrow, where it comes in handy, where I can see that I have my little bits of hair already growing back in. So I'm going to start my eyebrow right above that, parallel to that line that we have. Then right where we have that arch, I'm going to angle down, but instead of going parallel to it, I'm now going to connect that line to the bottom line to create that curve. See, simple, easy, quick, and now just fill it in. I know that we made little steps here to make it seem very, very simple, but remember, just break things apart into smaller steps, and then it just makes it so much easier for yourself, and you won't feel so overwhelmed. Da-da-da. See, easy, easy, easy. And then that's essentially it, but since I have darker skin, so I'm going to go in with another color. It's a little bit deeper. Same brush. And then I'm just going to create little feather-like strokes in my hair. Once again, it's great with the reason why we flatten the tip of the brush. Keep it nice and flat to keep little hairs. And then, since I like to create depth, because usually hair isn't one tone, there's multiple tones, I'm going to fill in the bottom part with the dark. Angle down, then lightly fill in. Don't have to fill it all the way in. You can make it look bushy, which is what I tend to like to do. Can you see that? Isn't that beautiful? It's stunning. Simple, easy. And then also, but if you have your own hair, you can just go in with the one color. But since I don't have an eyebrow, essentially, that's why I'm going with 2 colors to create that dimension. Now let's do that again, just so you learn. Just like when you teach a child a new song, you always go through it twice. Not saying that you're children, but we're going to do that with the eyebrow. So once again, this nasal there, corner of the eye, straight up, dot, that's where I want the beginning of the brow. Nasal, middle of the eye, straight up where we want to put the arch. And then outer corner of the nose, outer corner of the eye, straight up to where we want to put the tail. Once again, like I said, these are just guidelines. If you want to change that up to change your shape, yes, but this is a great starting point to figure out what you want to do. Once again, go on that bottom row, creating a line straight up to where we have that other angle. And then angle down to create that tail. Easy peasy. Once again, I have a little bit of hair growing back in there, so I'm going to start at the top of that where I want my brow to be. Just angle in, or sorry, parallel to that main line. Just go straight up, and then once you hit that crease, we're not going to go parallel. We're going to now connect these two lines together to create the tail end of your brow. Now, don't beat yourself up if your eyebrows don't match up the first time, because chances are they probably won't, mostly because our faces aren't completely symmetrical. There is a slight difference between the two. So sometimes making them exactly even can actually throw your face off a little bit. So you just need to make sure to follow the contours of your face so both of them look like they are mirroring each other in their proper places. I hope that makes sense. Just filling in again. Light and beautiful. And then, once again, like I said, I'm going to go with the darker shade. Create nice little feather-like strokes. Kidding, we're not going to do that right away. Because taking off that black on the back, darker color on the back of my hand, it's because I realized I didn't fill this front part in. Normally I wouldn't do one eyebrow completely and then the next one I would do one and then one, but since, or sorry, all together. But since we're doing a lesson here, I just did one separately so we can go over it twice. There we go, so that's filled in. Now I'll take that darker shade. Then create nice little feather strokes at the beginning to create little hairs. And then fill in the bottom part. I like to make sure that the whole bottom part of the brow has that dark tone in it. You can see that little earthquake. All right, and then, yeah, make sure it's all dark on the bottom, and then I like to flick it upwards so it has like that slightly bushy feel to it with the darker shade, because we have that lighter shade as a base. Or a base shape, shall we say, and then I'm creating dimension with this other color. And then we'll take a step back, look in the mirror, see if I need adjustments. While I'm looking at it directly, I can definitely see that this one is starting a little bit farther over. So instead of like freaking out, all I'm going to do is create one more feather stroke a little bit closer. And then that essentially just added it all in, tied it all in, made it seem a little bit more centered in my face. Don't have to worry, don't freak out. Remember, makeup should be fun. Don't take it too seriously unless it's your job. Not your job to be a Karen, but you know, your job to do makeup on someone. You know, you don't want someone going in and constantly complaining. One thing that we're going to tell a story now before I keep going. I've done makeup on a lot of people, and the one thing that really bugs me is when someone does makeup is when they are done and then they look at the mirror like this. They're like, this part is a little off to this part. I'm like, listen, lady, take a step back. No one is looking at your face like this. I was like, but if you look back, look at yourself, you're going to notice that things flow and look really easy on the face, and that's an easiest way to just like realize that your makeup's great. You're just nitpicking on parts that don't need to be nitpicked. Like right now, I think my eyebrows look fantastic. They look full. There is a few parts that, kidding. Let's add a little bit of darkness right there. And this is a good way where you take a step back and have a look. You know, you want to see where things are going to flow. There we go. Simple and easy. You got yourself some new eyebrows. And then to tie it all in, because once again, like I said, I like to keep my highlight the same as my brow highlight to tie it all in together. I'm using the same highlight I put on my cheek, just to highlight under the brow bone, because we want to bring that feature forward. And it's the same highlighter I used all season. So once again, I'll change up my products next season. I just absolutely love this, and I'm in love with it right now. That's what's always being used. There we go. Tie everything in. If you want, you can tie a little bit into your inner eye. We're going way beyond the eyebrows right now. Voila. Beautiful, stunning. Now you're all set to slay the day. So I feel like since the very beginning, since we started 7 episodes, we covered lips, we covered eyelashes, we covered eyeshadow, eyebrows, contour. You are ready to have a perfectly beautiful, good face. Not that your face isn't beautiful already, but we're just going to amp it up, make it look not so basic.